Hey, this is Laura Whitmore with the She Rocks podcast, and I'm here with Tiffany, and I'm so excited to talk to you. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. So how are you? How's it been going?
I am doing good. Well, it's interesting times, isn't it? It's going okay. It's going as, it's going. Every day it keeps going. So, I mean, it's like I think I'm one of many, many people out there that's just kind of revamping their life and figuring it all out. So much love to everybody out there. Patience, guys, and good vibes to all. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been a wild ride. I was supposed to be already out launching my tour that I've been planning for quite a while with my new album, Shadows. So, it's like, especially for me, I've been touring for like the last 3 years and really working on showing people that I'm a live artist. It's been a long endeavor. And I felt like literally I just left like my whole team trip from New York, and we had a meeting. It was like so successful and so much like pride and excitement because we had accomplished so much and moved mountains. And then the next week it was like, the world stopped.
Massive breaks. Yes.
And that is a whole different level of change than I've ever had. And I know everybody out there. So, this has been, I think, a positive. You want to do a positive, I think it's allowed us some time to think about our personal lives and what we want to change. And, and I know for me that there's been so many things that I've wanted to do on the creative side that I put on my bucket list. Mm-hmm. Or I go, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this when this, and this happens. And now it's like, ooh, you know what? I'm good at this, and let's do this, and let's engage here. And because, I've been cooking up a storm. I'm launching my new cooking club tomorrow, which I'm excited about.
Gosh,
and,
I know. I want to talk to you about that.
And that's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm so excited. But again, it went backwards,
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do in Tiff world, but touring and new music and all of that still is my world, and we're going to get back to it at some point. Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm having a blast is what I'm doing, creating and finding new paths.
Good. I'm with you. I'm just like, here at my house, and, you never know when someone's going to be mowing their lawn while you're trying to do an interview, but it happened.
Oh, yeah, no, as soon as you called, that was it. It was like the whole, I was going to be out on my balcony, which is so sweet and nice. I'm actually renting an Airbnb because, again, I was on my way to New Orleans to work with chefs there for the cooking, the whole new cooking club and everything like that. And I had some downtime before the tour started, and I wanted to go there and just have some Tiff time, just do some stuff for me. And I've got a lot of musician friends there. So it was like a kind of little good prep before I went out on the road and then get the cooking stuff. And then that was it. There's no way I could make it there. So I'm hunkered down in the Airbnb and just trying to, but as soon as you called, that was it. Forget about it. Like lawnmowers happened. The neighbor is going to boat up and down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit in the kitchen.
Right? You do what you got to do. It's like, I'm going to be like in a closet or something with pillows all around me.
Thank you for indulging me. I don't know what else is going to happen. It could kick off
It's
any
okay.
minute,
We're all in the same boat. So, let's talk about the cooking club, which is Let's Food with Tiffany, because I have to tell you that now that I've been in my house for 5 weeks, not traveling at all, I have, cooking is the one thing that excites me because I have literally become such a better cook, and I'm like, I could cook anything. Give me something to cook. I'm going to do it. So tell me about what you're doing with your club and what's happening there.
Well, my food, it really is like organic. I know all the people behind me, they're like, what? I'm like, no, let's start slow and it's real and tell the true story because, for me, I'm a foodie. I'm partly Lebanese and Cherokee Indian and German and a bunch of different things. But, I was raised in a Latin community in Los Angeles, so I've always loved spicy foods and more earthy foods. And then I travel all over. And the one thing I learned that was comforting to me because I was home, never home, that the connection with people, the connection with fans, the connection with different types of people, different cultures was food for me. Music is so easy for me, but that was where I got to bond and hear people's stories and not be the center of attention, if that makes sense, and take it in. So, I spent a lot of time just traveling and learning things and going, what is this? And I love the way this tastes. And that led to me going home and recreating those recipes, trying to. And then that led, just in my personal, I love to entertain and all of that. And then throughout the years, as I've been on the road, like I said, I can't really eat a lot of the processed food. Yeah. I'm very open about my weight and up and down and things like that. I got some hips going on. So, energy-wise and look-wise and all of it, it really mattered what I ate because my schedule was so crazy that I couldn't just be, gym girl like I am at home. So with that, it was really important what I put in my mouth, and I learned that cooking for myself really helped me maintain my weight, my health, and all of that. So that turned into like cooking for the band. And so it's always nice, even emotionally, to be in a place when you're on the road so much and it's the hotels and it's all that clinical kind of stuff, the day in, day out suitcase and stuff, which I love. But there's something about, going into a house environment. And that really, I started cooking for the band.
That's
and
awesome.
Then I started inviting people.
I love that.
And I started doing that. And so that's what we've been doing on the road behind the scenes for a long time. And that led me sharing that experience with my fans, talking about it when I was doing the mixtape tour. I mean, I call it zhuzhing, but I was even zhuzhing up like our sandwich platters and stuff on the bus and like offering food. And people would come on my bus and they'd be like, "You're offering me food. This is weird." And I was like, "No, it's not. I'm a foodie. I feed people. If we're going to sit here and chat, we're going to have some crackers and some good cheese, don't you think? Yeah. And some great wine. I mean, this is your meeting. It's a meet and greet, man." So that led to like my fans also saying, "I've never had this experience before. Like nobody's done this. This is really personable." And then again, sharing those recipes with them on a personal level, which has led to the cooking club because now we're doing it anyway to some degree. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, wouldn't this be fun? Because what you get with me is that we're going to travel all over the world. And, once I do get the freedom to go and it's safe and we can all go out and about and do our thing again, that's what you're going to be on the road with me. So the cooking show travels, and it'll be at Airbnbs. It'll be backstage.
Oh, that's
it
awesome.
Might be in me and a barbecue, but it will definitely always be, some easy foods. I'm not a complicated cook, but it's not the norm. I will be using spices and different recipes and different elements that we find along the way, and discovering new spices and new things together to make our everyday food just a little bit more special.
That's awesome. I love
so,
that.
And then, so I'm so excited because, I really couldn't do this without my team tips, which I love you guys so much, and also my fans because it really was that organic. They just went, "You're really good at this. Like, you love the music too, but, like, you're really good at this. Could you do something here?" And I was like, yeah, I guess I can. Okay.
Yeah, why not? Hey, so I want to know what your specialty is. Like, when you're like, "I'm going to make the Tiffany dish," what is it?
Well, if it's a special thing for me, it depends. Like I said, I like comfort food. I like things like, that when I come home from a show, it's very often that we'll come home about 1:00 in the morning. The band comes in. We just got off stage, so we still have all this energy for 4 or 5 hours. Who knows? So the music, the guitars come out, the wine starts flowing, and I usually do like a bolognese sauce, which is one of my favorites to cook. I love anything tacos, and I do mean anything tacos because you can make fish tacos, lamb tacos, pork tacos, vegetarian tacos. I make potato tacos, which is an old school Mexican recipe.
Wow.
So, anything taco. I always say if you have to break bad news to me, bring a taco. I'm taco crazy. So those are like my favorite go-tos, and then I'm some people don't really like the gluten. Some people don't really, do carbs. So we can always modify some of that stuff. And in my recipes, you can take away if you want or add to some of the things. I love spice. So anybody following the cooking club will have to just have that option or not. But I don't just wing it in my recipes. Okay. It always has a little bit of flavor. But, I definitely have my favorite go-to sauces that I make. And definitely some other brands that I use within my cooking that I think really are some specialty brands that people should incorporate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I heard that you made it out to the She Rocks Awards, and I was literally just thinking, we had tacos there. So I hope you had some.
I know. I did. I loved it. It was such a great night of music, great night of women. Oh, my gosh. It was so great. And I didn't go backstage after because it just got so crazy. There were so many people back there, and I didn't want to bombard.
It's all
so
good.
I thought, well, I'm weird. We're so weird like that because I am very organic. I'm like, everybody pushes me a little bit, but I'm like, well, you know what? It's meant to be when it's meant to be, when I can really talk to the girls and get to know them and have that moment rather than just a picture moment. I've always been that person. So, I can't wait to be involved again or, be back there to see the show again or whatever we're doing.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Definitely. I had the best time.
Good.
It was great. And I got to see so many new artists as well that were featured. So it really turned me on as a fan, what was going on. And I can't remember her name, but Linda Perry has been working with her.
Oh, Willa.
She's that lovely pianist.
Yeah, Willa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So amazing. So she really touched my heart. So thank you for bringing, that to my attention.
Absolutely.
I am a fan of music, and I love to be turned on to new artists,
Yeah.
Because, again, the youth and stuff like that, I kind of know what they're going through a little bit. But there's something so magnetic about, some people that are just now in the music industry.
Yeah.
And it's not even an age thing, but there's some kind of energy around them that's really infectious. And I love to stay around that because they're so hopeful and they're just so positive and they're living their art and every day. And it's like, you can stay in that. That's why I love being around musicians, big, small, doesn't matter. It's like, I just want to be around you because, you're like so my people. There's a magic there.
Maybe that has to do with people younger artists feeling empowered to be able to create their music, put their music out into the world, which is, I think it's great.
Yeah. And it's so different now in their time than when I was working my records, it was so, the big machine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we still have that, but to see a lot of these artists find their way, with all the social media and all the avenues that, they're being asked to be a part of if you really want to be serious, and new ways that they're finding to stand out. It's really brilliant. I have the most respect for them. I just, wow, every day. So Willa was a great find. Thank you.
And they face other challenges that maybe you didn't have, but it's all an interesting trend. But I do want to ask you about your new music, and I know that is it out yet, your Unplugged EP, or coming out soon?
It isn't. It's coming out May 22nd.
Okay.
So you can go to tiffanytunes.com, everybody, and check out all things Tiff World, all the timelines, all what's going to be happening, because we're firing it up. This was already planned, while I was on tour, but we're just going to go ahead with our plan. So, I'm excited. The acoustic sessions are really intimate. I haven't done anything like that in a long time. And I was doing a lot of the acoustic stuff on the road to complement the tours and when I couldn't take the full band. And it really had its own little life, especially on the bus. And we had a lot of fun with it. So we went in and recorded it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to put out now. So a little throwback to the pieces in the album. But, that really is going to blend, and kind of bridge the gap to the new album, Shadows. So get ready. I always tell people we're going to have a little bit of a sing-song moment now before the Shadows album come out, because it's, that album's very high energy.
Yeah, so tell me about that. I want to know more about the new album, Shadows, and what was your focus there? It's a little different, right?
Yeah, this one, again, being out on the road and just listening to the fans and seeing them react with the music and everything. Pieces of Me was great, and it turned that corner for me, more rock. It turned the corner for me to be acknowledged as a real musician, as a singer-songwriter, as a co-producer. So all the validation, which was great. And of course, I got to tour off of it and really kind of prove my point, that we're even better live. So, I've been really happy. And then doing that, I have to say, though, we've had a few songs that were a little bit more punk influenced and a little bit more where I want to go. So I've been pushing the band and the producers and everybody let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So we kind of went on the road and showed a song called Lost Inside as a preview to this album, Shadows, which of course Lost Inside is on the new album. Mm-hmm. And this is full flat out punk. It's what just happened here? And at first, my fans were standing there going, and I would do it at meet and greets during soundtracks. just to kind of say, hey, I'm preparing you now. This is what's going to happen. And I mean, the reactions that we got were hysterically funny. So with me and my sixth sense of humor, I had to keep doing it because it was like, they would blow their hair back and they'd be like, what? And they'd be like, it's okay. I'm going to come down there and have a drink with you and, soften the blow. It'll be fine. But with that, the behind it and the momentum behind it, and then people requesting the song and going, wow, you really do this great. And that is like the one song at the night, besides I think We're Alone Now, the new version, that people go crazy for. So on this album, that's led to a more of a kind of punk direction. And, it's definitely rock-based, but it's got that kick to it. And so it's a lot more high energy than people probably would expect, but I'm excited. And there's some great, well-written songs on there that take you in a different direction as well, that kind of stretch you a little bit as a listener, because I am big a fan of the 1960s and 70s, where music was an experience. So some of my influences, there are James Taylor and Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell and on, Led Zeppelin. So, remember when we just used to listen to music just because in our car and adventure? So there are a few songs on there that are like that, but I think that they're really going to take you someplace and expose a different side of me vocally than ever before. And as a songwriter, for sure, because they're a little more dark than I normally write. But that's what I was feeling that day.
Yeah.
So we're good. This album really is true to form in my life and what I've been living, good, bad, or, there's a song called The Nails, and it really is dramatic and, and kind of dark, but it has these strings on top of it, again, amplifies the dramatic direction on it, production-wise. So, I can't wait for this music to get out there because I think that for the fans, they're going to have what they've seen me, growing into, and this is the beginning. And then I think, I'm hoping, I don't, of course, I want the praise and amen, but I have to do what's real for me, and what I love, first of all. But, I'm hoping that, as a validation to this record, people will go, wow, what a great body of music, what a fluid album, what a great, body of songwriting and production and all of it. This is not the Tiffany I once knew, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
This is a Tiffany that has grown and, Dave Navarro gave Pieces of Me a huge endorsement. And I'm forever grateful to him because, he said exactly that. Yeah, I know, Tiffany, she's really been doing the work. She really has grown into a great musician. She's well on her way. Give this a listen. This is not what you would think, break down the walls kind of thing. And I'm forever grateful of that statement because, I know that I come with a lot of, disclaimer.
Yeah.
But I'm very thankful to have that disclaimer. I'm a girl from Norwalk, California, who got a record deal at 14, who can't really complain that her dreams came true. So we'll start there, be forever grateful. But of course, that's not where I want to end. As an artist,
it's not the whole story,
grow,
right?
I want to show, oh, God.
Yeah,
man. I want to do everything while I'm here. So that's what we're doing.
That's awesome. I love that. I mean, and like every artist has so many dimensions, and I mean, bravo to you to be able to, step out of your, not just your comfort zone, but the world's comfort zone about you, and do something that's exciting to you,
It is. I mean, I spent my life for a while, a short period of my life, but it seemed like for a long time, saying, well, I'm Tiffany, I can't do that. Well, I'm Tiffany, I can't do that. Well, I'm Tiffany, nobody will take me serious. No. Well, I'm Tiffany, nobody would believe that. And it was like, I think, it was my friend, it was my producer, Mark. Why do you say that about yourself? It's like you're limiting yourself. Do you feel like you have to have that in this? Well, because I've tried it and everything. Well, try it again. But I think really this album and the last, pieces of the album and this period of my life, really sometimes, the universe, timing, your work, your patience, all of it starts to align in a weird way. And I couldn't pick these people, and I wouldn't have been the right person for this, living this kind of music and writing this kind of music, had I not had some bad scuff along the way. So all of it makes sense in the end, if you really believe that. And I'm a big believer of that. So it's been interesting. It's been frustrating sometimes. But, if I sit back and I'm really into like a lot of meditation and stuff like that. And, and I'm getting into it more and more. But, the more that I kind of let go and just let it kind of guide itself and do, what it's supposed to do, the more I'm enjoying it in a weird way, So that's kind of where my head is at. And we're just going to go full steam with the music and eventually a tour at some point. I know, we're going to be doing some live streaming so people can see me at least sing, even if it's in the comforts of a couch right now. But I'm looking forward to really engaging, but mostly I'm still looking forward to the food as well, because that's my other passion, and that's, how I feel connected to people.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I mean, like you said, sometimes you have to flow with like the where the universe is pushing you. Like, energy is pushing you in a certain direction. Fighting it is way harder than, just accepting it and saying, okay. This is what's meant to be now.
I mean, I'm a little bit of a control freak. Hello, I'm a redhead and a German girl. Yes. There's a little bit of control problems there going on.
Yeah.
But, the more, like I said, the more I'm letting it go, especially now. I think we're all at wit's end at this point. What are we supposed to do?
Who knew?
Enjoy it. We're all in it together. Be safe, love yourself and create, a time period, change the things you want to change.
Yeah.
I know that I make a joke because a lot of my friends are home with their kids right now, and, they're working parents or, their kids have sports and things like that, and they spend family time, but not this family time. And I get a phone call because I told you I have, was born in a Latin community, so my friends have a lot of kids. I'm auntie amongst a lot of children, and godmother to many. So, but with that said, they're all calling me going, I can't believe my kids are like this. I've got to change things. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be with them now.
Right. Who knew?
Golden.
Reset that.
You're getting rid of the brats. Is that what you're doing?
That's so interesting.
When next year when you do go to school, your teacher will thank you so much.
That's
right. Society.
Yeah, now that you have to be around them all day, you know what's happening. How funny.
Well, you see more. We all see more now because we're engaging and we're in these little spaces. And, this is why it matters who you're with right now because, it's
sure.
like otherwise you'd be at each other's wits, like driving each other nuts. So I'm thankful that I can be creating during this time because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be as happy.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
That'd be hard.
Yeah, so
sure.
It's great for me to be able to cook, and I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and like I said, meditation and everything. So I think that's what everybody's trying to do is find their way and find new things about them.
Yeah.
So, but I am really looking forward to, like I said, getting back out on the road. It feels very strange to spend this time not being on the road because I've been a road dog for like 3 years.
Well, not only that, but you had this
a little bit of a break, but not this much.
Yeah, but I would say not only that, but I mean, you had this all timed with a new album, so you had probably mentally prepared yourself to be on the road, and now none of us are on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different thing. Like I said, I'm so grateful for the cooking show, so like that's engaging, and it was going to happen anyway. We just flip-flopped it, but. I think the magic for me is going to be when I really can take it with the sound. We've got a lot of special things to the cooking club. So, like I said, go to tiffany.com, check it out. See if that's something you want to be a part of, because we're going to do a lot of fun things through that. It's not too much cooking. And like I said, there's a lot of experiences, meet and greet experiences through the cooking, which I'll be offering through the cooking
that's
club.
Super cool.
That'll be really unique. No one's done it before. So, it'll either work or it won't, just like the mall tour. But, it's not going to be cheesy like that. But it's going to be a first-timer. And I seem to be the first-timer girl for a lot of things.
Hey, you're bold. I believe in you. You can do anything.
Well, thank you. I mean, we're going to have a good time no matter what. And I love my fans out there because they just rock and roll with me.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. We just kind of do, one day we're doing crazy sci-fi movies, the next day we're doing rock albums, the next day we're doing cooking, and the next day we might be doing something totally different. I do a lot of fitness shows, and I just said, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here in the jungle. So we go all over together, and we're going to continue to do that through music and food, and I'm very excited about it.
Well, yeah, me too. I can't wait to see it. So I'm going to go check out Tiffany Tunes and follow you.
Well, please do bother me.
I will. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to just keep an eye on when this comes out because I'm excited. Like I told you, I'm truly like
I love it.
I'm
Yes,
truly
definitely,
like challenging myself
definitely.
with cooking because all I do is work in my same place all day.
I want to see the recipes that you're doing.
Oh my God,
you
they've been
open
coming
up a
out.
can of worms now. You have to take a picture and shoot it to me.
I did. I cooked a quiche the other day, and I posted a photo on Instagram. I'm going to send it to you because I blew my own mind with that.
I love it, love it, love it. Well, that's the whole thing, too. It's going to be interactive where, I can also work and learn recipes from my kids.
Yes,
it'll be horrifying if I mess up on the recipe, but it's possible. So,
I'm sure you'll get a lot of tips if you do.
That interest me. As a cook, quiche would be something that would be a stretch for me because I don't do a lot of baking. I don't do a lot of precise. So, I'm really, even for me, I'm having to measure everything now and go, okay, it's not a dash. What's a dash for somebody? So I got to be real.
True.
I got to be real legit on all of this stuff. So I am doing that. But, when it comes to baking or anything like that, those would be a stretch for me. And I'd be like I said, I want to really learn. But, anything too precise, I'm like, what?
It's surprisingly easy. I'm not super precise in my music creation or my baking. I'm just like, this feels right. Let's do it. But it's all good.
You've been talking to me, so you know exactly how I'm at. Like, let's swing another pot. And I love one pot anything.
Yes.
Anything
awesome.
in one pot is magical. So I'm a big fan of that, and you'll see a lot of that on the Cooking Club as well. And we're going to be doing like some other things as well, and taking this to some other channels so that people can also see what I'm doing and become part of the membership. Or again, in a perfect world, I'd love to design something where it's a fluid cooking show. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that goes with me. As long as it's able to travel, I can do all things. Because
music and cooking
is first, and so is the tour.
Two great things, music and cooking. So,
now all we need is wine, and wine, and that's all we need.
We need is wine.
I'm a big fan of that as well.
When we run out of wine while sheltering at home, it's very sad. So,
it wouldn't be the same. I don't think that. I think we're all making it through. I know I am. I've had a few. I just posted. I had to make fideo. I don't know if you know what fideo is, but it's like a Mexican noodle soup. Very easy to make, And so I made that, and that was like the tummy soother because I had been up all night working on my recipes, having wine, listening to music, and girl, it got away from me. I was a happy little camper there for a couple of hours. I was like, what's next? Keep me away from Twitter. Hold on.
That's so funny.
I was like, don't text anybody, Tiffany. You're a hot mess. But the next day I woke up, and that was not pleasant. I'm not a pleasant place to be. So I was like, what can I make? And I made that. And, and then there's these recipes that I learned as a little girl from my grandmother, Denise, or growing in the Latin community that are go-tos when you don't feel good or hangovers or anything like that. So we'll feature that stuff on my Cooking Club.
I love that. Well. That's great.
Because I know you guys
Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that once in a while. Hopefully not every day, but once in a while.
Once in a while. It really got away from me. I enjoyed the whole red wine experience the other night. That was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Well, Tiffany, it's been so great to talk to you, and I'm so excited to share your music and listen to your music and check out your cooking. So everybody go to tiffanytunes.com and check out what Tiffany's doing, and we'll be posting some new music too from you.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Thank you, babe. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks so much. It was great to talk to you.
Thanks. Talk to you soon. And I want that quiche recipe.
Okay, I'm shooting it over. Okay. All right, take care.
Talk soon, babe. Bye.
Bye-bye.